Hello everyone, this is Jamerica with Jamerica Life. Today is the day. Today is the day. We gotta get this cauliflower out of this greenhouse. It's getting too big for it to stay in here, and it and the cucumbers are ready to come out. So I was afraid to plant it because of the bugs, but look at it. Yeah, it's dripping all over me. And what is this? Butterfly peas are holding on to it, don't want it to go. Look at that. I don't know how many are in here. You know, I just dumped the seeds in here. It's on one of my videos. You can look it up about a month ago. So we pulled the tarp off of the ground, and I'm gonna go ahead and put some blood meal and bone meal down. We're gonna get these in. We're gonna put these in with some garlic, and I'm gonna put the cucumbers here too. I've already planted some of the tomatoes that we planted. Remember those tomatoes that we planted right here? Well, I didn't show you. I actually planted these off camera, but remember when we planted them in the little thing? Well, here they are. They're the golden tomatoes and the cherry tomatoes, and I planted them along here because I felt like this is wasted space. I got my little machete, cut down some of this stuff. I need to cut some more down. It's wasted space to me. It is hot out here, but I'm gonna get it done. All I'm gonna do is flip this thing over. So let's get to it. Let's go ahead and get these cauliflower in the ground. I see birds all around. Little finches are robbing me, eating all my feed. I'm gonna flip this over. I'll show you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just excuse me. Get it together. I'm gonna disturb this soil the minimum amount possible, and I'll show you. Now there is a more minimum way, but I'm gonna do it my way. My way. She did it her way. I did it my way. Let's get to it, all right? Isn't that cute? They keeping Bringle company. Look at them. Right there. They're just sitting there, just looking at her. I pull her out of that little cage every day so that she gets something to eat. Otherwise, she'd probably starve to death. So I pulled her out this morning. I'll pull her out again this afternoon. Because that bird is broody. Some of them don't get up to eat. Do not. Well, anyway, back to the cauliflower. Okay, y'all. I got my bone meal and my blood meal out right down there. Now I gotta just flip this over. And I wait until the hottest part of the day. It's cool. It's cool. Learn your lesson, girl. We're gonna flip it on itself. Let's get to it. I'm just trying to boost my morale up. Can you tell? Am I that transparent? Now they might not be straight, but they'll be done. I wet the soil yesterday. Sweet potato. Shoot, I'm chopping them up by accident. So we're just gonna mound that up, and we're gonna put some of the cauliflower in. I'm not gonna do it all. I'm just gonna do a little bit at a time. I am not Superwoman. Mound that up. I know it doesn't look perfect and it doesn't look like much, but that's what I'm doing today. That is what I'm going to do today. So, you know what? Let's go ahead and get them in. What we can. Do what you can. All right, this is blood meal and this is bone meal. We're just going to put a little bit on top. Just a little bit. down, one to go. And as usual, I started using my hands. Mix it in as best you can. I'm out of shape. I am breathing hard. That is not good. Okay, let's get them in here. Look at this. Look at this. It's a lot. All right. Why are you playing so much, girl? Why you do that? It's 1. 2. Look, a snail already on this joker. Jerk. I would do some, but y'all might freak out. 3. Some of these smaller ones I'm planting too. Okay? Well, I guess not. This one decided it didn't want to go. That's 4. Just pulling them apart like I would do normal. So y'all remember that I planted them and I marked them? So what I basically planted so far was the rober. You remember those little markings? They're still there. So these are all robers. R-O-B-E-R. You see I'm digging it? Let me move back so y'all can see. Dig a hole. Doesn't have to be wide, but it does have to be loose. Find some loose soil and cover this joker up. Remember I have clay soil, right? There we go. Here's a biggin, that's what we call it. Dig a hole, put that in there, and we're gonna cover it up. Okay, tamp it down. Hopefully this soil holds until it sets. Once the roots start spreading out, the hill will be permanent. Even if I had to wipe my face with my shirt like I was still in the military, even if the hill disappears, the roots will have set by then. So we're gonna water this in with regular water, because I've already fertilized with blood meal and bone meal. They should be good to go. All they need now is water. As a matter of fact, I think I'm just gonna turn on the sprinkler no, it's too hot out here for the sprinkler. I'm gonna have to water it by hand. So let me go and get, oh man, going back and forth. Maybe I will use the sprinkler. Yeah, I think I will, because the sprinkler is gonna be lighter on them than a bucket of water will be. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do for y'all, baby. We haven't even touched it. Look at that. I got a million of them. Lotion is getting in my eyes, guys. And notice that because I planted these from seed, and this might be maybe $3 worth of seed. I don't think so, because I didn't use all my seed, especially with the Amazing, and what was the other one? I'd have to look. That's the middle one. Those are expensive seed. I gotta get this stuff out of my eyes. And they cost me $3 a pack, but I didn't use the whole pack. And then the Rober was 25 cents. So let's go and get some soil to backfill this right here, this hole. I always backfill to cover up the roots, and then we'll water those in. Let me go ahead and move this stuff, but I gotta wipe my eyes first before I go blind. Now y'all see why my shirts are always dirty. I gotta rub my eyes because that lotion, you gotta put lotion on, right? I do, at least. I won't be ashy or, sunburned. So let me go turn the water on. Well, I gotta fix the hole so that it hits there, and then we'll be done. We'll be done with this part, because I got a whole lot more to plant. Plus we need to put some soil in here. So let me find some extra soil first, then we're gonna water that, and then we're done for today. And this is only the beginning of planting the cauliflower. I love cauliflower, by the way. I love cauliflower. That's why I planted so much of it, but I didn't realize I planted that much. I don't know. I always underestimate the germination rate. So let me get some soil and backfill this, and then we'll go over there. If you do it this way, remember, never leave your roots exposed. Find some soil and backfill it, and then put it back where you found it, because the plant is used to that area, believe it or not. So come on, cauliflower. Uh-oh. I gotta move them over. Wait a minute. Here we go. All right. So I'm gonna put them in the greenhouse. Now we need to move the sprinkler. Get your words straight, girl. And we're gonna water it that way. I don't think it'll burn the leaves. It's not that hot. It's like 80, 89. I don't know, somewhere around there, but it's not 100 degrees anymore. So I think it's safe to over water. God waters that way, right? You ain't gotta go underneath them leaves. I ain't gonna do it. That's the rule for me. I ain't going up under no leaves. So let me turn the sprinkler on. I'm gonna move the sprinkler. Y'all come with me. Come on with me. I know that a lot of people wonder how gardeners stay in shape. You see, I could do this primal squat. Y'all know what that is, right? That's something that we could do in our childhood that we lost as adults. Most people lose it as adults. And that's why we injure ourselves. Your flexibility you have to try to maintain your flexibility, and as well as everything else. But flexibility is one of the main things that will make you pull a muscle, pop a muscle, You got to stretch out. You got to. So let's go ahead and get this sprinkler over here. That's going to be a task, because this joker has been here for a while. Here we go. All I have to do is turn the water on, huh? While I'm turning on the water, let me tell you what I'm going to do. I pick up all my stuff, just in case I don't feel like coming back out here today. But I always rest up and take breaks. Take your breaks, especially if you're above the age. Shoot, at this stage in the game, I would have said 50, but at this stage in the game, if you're over 30, take your breaks. We don't eat like our parents ate. They ate more natural than we do. And God knows what our internal systems look like, because the doctor does not catch everything. If you're tired, take a break. Some people push themselves beyond exertion, and then they end up being sorry, because that hospital ain't no joke. One of my girlfriends went there and they saw the bill, 60 grand. She wasn't in there long either. 60 grand hospital visit. She thought she was having a heart attack, and she's younger than me, so y'all be careful. People young are having problems that normally don't strike people until they're in their 50s, or for that matter in their 60s. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it had anything to do with the stress of being locked down for years, or what. I don't know what it is, but gotta move these strawberries so they get water too. But people are getting sick, hospital sick. Remember when people used to say I'm sick and they be at home? Now they're sick and they're in the hospital. Come on now. There we go. You need to get some water too. I'm trying to get more for my money. All right, they're getting hit now. So people are getting sick at younger ages. That's why it's important to try to keep up with your health, or try to be healthy. I try, but sometimes I falter, because I'm so used to eating bacon and eggs, pork in general, that I don't want to stop. But it's not. And what? I think pork has got a bad rap. I think it's just meat that has a bunch of fat on it, or meat that's fried. We got so used to having that. What do they call it? Because fat satiates you, which means that you stay full longer, or you feel like you ate enough. That's why we eat it. Let me get on and I'm back. As well as some of this stuff being highly addictive. There are foods that you can eat that somehow, if you don't eat it, sugar is one of them. If you don't eat it, you feel like something is missing in your life. It's kind of like drugs. I mean, kind of. I guess it operates kind of the same way. We are addicted. I know that I'm addicted to food, and I have to watch myself, because I don't want to end up with some of the ailments that my family members have. So far, I've avoided it. So far, God willing, it stays that way. But I like to eat what I want to eat. Now, I don't eat out a lot, so I pretty much know what I bought, what meat and what vegetables. I grow most of my vegetables. What meat I have brought from the supermarket, and I'm trying to grow my own meat. Can you tell? I pretty much know what I'm eating. So far, so good. But when you go to the restaurants and all that stuff, you really don't know what's going on to make that stuff taste the way it tastes. And some of them restaurants, we went out to eat, Friday before last? And we will order chicken fried steak. I told you about fried foods. And I was like, yeah, I want some chicken fried steak too. So I got it. It was not good. $60 later, and it wasn't as good as something that I could have cooked at home. I was tired. I'm going to say it. I was pissed off. Paid $60 for substandard. And it's the same thing with everything else. I mean, I know being out there is not easy, but it's worth it if if you have decent soil, or if you have a raised bed, or first of all, it's going to increase your durability, your flexibility. You saw me doing the primal squat. That's something we lose in our childhood as Americans, because other countries, some of them can still do it. As long as you try to stay a little bit active and do a little bit, do not push yourself beyond your limits, because some people are like, I'm going to get the whole garden done today. Everything, girl, everything. And then they're laid up for the next 5 days, can't move. Why? Who are you trying to impress? I mean, I'm doing this with you, but I'm doing it for me. I'm not doing it for anybody else. I'm doing it for me. First of all, I like it. And second of all, I enjoy eating stuff that comes up out of my ground. Even though, the water might cost me more. I don't know. right now, this is what I want to do, and this is my thing. This has been my thing since I was a kid. So yes, I'm a gardener. I don't know everything as a gardener. I try to, when you like something, that's the thing. When you like something, you try to learn as much about it as possible. It's just like you like a person, you want to know everything about them. You want to know everything. That's how I feel about gardening. So I say that to say, when it's hot, or even if it's not hot, take your breaks. If you are tired, take a break. In the military, for every hour, they used to say a 15-minute break. And they didn't stick to it. For every hour of laborious work, 15-minute break. Because we don't want nobody to get heat exhaustion, heat stroke, or heat cramps. Those three. So first you get exhausted, then you get the cramps, and then you get the stroke. The stroke is the worst one. It'll mess you up. So just be careful out there, okay? It's getting cool, and we're not going to sweat as much. And that if you're not sweating, sometimes that's because you're dehydrated, and it may be too cold. But your body, listen to what your body is telling you. If your body is telling you to slow down, slow down. Because I ain't gonna put myself to the point where I feel like or I pass out there and my bees sting me up. He'd be like, I know that's Miss Jamaica, but she smells good. Come on, girls. Beekeepers have gotten stung to death, but not a lot. Because that's why they wear that suit. I got stung on my nose and I had a suit on. Them jokers was like, what is she doing here at this time? Get her, girls. Get her. Anyway, I'm back to being silly. But I'm being serious about overexerting yourself and not making yourself end up at the ER or worse. Don't do it. This is Jamaica with Jamaica Life. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. I hope that somebody takes heed to some of the things that I say. I know that I sound silly, but guess what? I'm right. Talk to God. I'm just telling the truth. And you don't have to listen to me. Just go out there and do it. If you feel like you could do it, do you, boo. And for me, I just stop when I'm not ready. That's why I have about 2/3 of those plants ready. I go out there little by little and do what I can do when I can do it. And I don't film everything because sometimes it's on a whim. It's getting dark. And then I'll go out there and I'll plant a couple of plants, water them, or turn that sprinkler on because it's hot out there, and come back in the house and drink some water. This is Jamaica with Jamaica Life. I thank you guys for being with me, and I'll see you on the next one, all right? Bye.